Valve just banned 960,000 accounts in a single day. That's one of the largest ban waves in Counter-Strike history, and if you're even slightly interested in skins, this might be one of the most important revelations we've seen in years. Because these weren't cheaters trying to spin bot in Premier lobbies or boost accounts, they were bots farming cases, Armory stars, and active skin collections, which means this could directly affect prices, supply, and the overall skin ecosystem. So what does this mean for the CS2 economy, and how could you position yourself to potentially profit from the change? If you've ever loaded into a deathmatch server and noticed players with weirdly sharp aim, who freeze the second you start spectating them and have an insane number of hours, there's a good chance you've come across one of these farming bots. Essentially, these accounts run 24/7, join servers, and grind XP to farm both the weekly drops and Armory passes. This lets them earn rewards faster than actual humans can and benefit by reselling these drops on the market. And here's where it was getting really out of hand. There weren't just a few people doing this, there were operations running dozens or even hundreds of bots at once. Just look at this place. And besides making your gameplay experience less than exciting, it's had a monumental impact on the skin market. Imagine millions of extra cases coming into circulation every single week, and millions of Armory stars being redeemed on skin collections. The result is significant inflated supply of what are limited items. This video's sponsor, SkinSwap, is giving you a skin worth up to $50 entirely for free whenever you do your first trade and use my referral code. If you want to refresh your loadout, you can trade your skins for brand new ones in just a couple of seconds. Plus, their market tab now integrates cheap listings from Chinese sites so you can access the best prices without the need for a Chinese ID or bank account. They accept deposits via crypto, MasterCard, and Visa. If you want to cash out, SkinSwap makes that simple too, with instant sell options to PayPal or crypto. On top of that, they run free daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways with the chance to earn extra entries simply by trading. Use the link below for a 3% lifetime sales bonus and a free skin worth up to $50. Big thanks to SkinSwap for supporting the channel. So you might start to see why there's already been quite a lot of reaction in the community when CS2 developer Ido Magal posted this reply on a Reddit thread highlighting a big ban wave. Valve seems to be taking a clear stance. But what is the real scope of this? Well, let's break down some numbers. These are the current Steam prices for each of the active duty cases and terminals. And according to CSROI, the average active skin drop is 21 cents, bringing the average weekly care package to $2.73. Obviously, this is a little higher than normal with the Dead Hand terminal being recently released, but it will help put things into perspective. $2.73 per bot means $2.6 million of extra cases and skins hitting the market every week. For the people who own these accounts, there's significant money to be made. A $2.73 drop per account per week totals $136 million per year. But it doesn't stop there, because the Armory also exists. As of the 30th of March, CSROI indicates that the Elemental Craft stickers have the highest statistical ROI. So let's just take this 119.8% for the sake of the calculation. Keep in mind these are averages, not guaranteed, and of course at various times throughout the year this would be different. But since it all goes in cycles, they could just choose to redeem whatever is highest at the given time. According to a number of sources online, it seems like you can finish a pass in roughly 20 hours playing deathmatch. So we'll just say you can finish an entire pass once per day for simplicity's sake. You can of course also run 5 passes at once, so you spend $79.75 per day on passes and make 19.8% on top. After selling back on Steam with a 15% sales fee, you end up with roughly 5% of profit. Not a huge margin, but if we multiply $79.75 by 5% by 960,000 by 7, that's 26.8 million in potential profit every single week. Now look, there's a lot of assumptions and room for error in these calculations, but no matter how you slice it, it's a big number. Another area that I thought would be of particular interest is the impact of these drops on the prices of active duty cases, which tend to be the most unboxed at any given time. If we take a look at the numbers for the Dreams and Nightmares case in January, for example, which was sitting at roughly 3.2 million, the extra supply coming in thanks to bots would be approximately 768,000. That's 4 weeks of weekly drops on 960,000 accounts with a 1 in 5 chance. 768,000 is essentially a quarter of the unboxing total. That is huge. If you eliminated this supply, that could have drastic impacts on the ongoing prices of active duty drops. And of course, these calculations are done assuming that they managed to ban every single bot, which is likely not the case. So in reality, there could be even more. As always, I want to mention that this video is not professional financial advice. CS2's skins are virtual items and can be highly volatile. Past performance is not indicative of future results, so please do your own further research and consider your financial position before making any decisions. Weirdly enough, however, according to this SteamDB chart, it doesn't really look like the player base has actually changed at all over the last week. So is it possible that they simply made new accounts to start farming again right away? From an almost cynical perspective, if 960,000 new accounts were to buy Prime, that would give Valve over $14 million in upfront revenue alone, and that's not including any Armory passes. So yes, it's definitely possible. Now look, for some people, you might not actually think that these bots are a big problem. If you strongly believe that all skins should be cheap and affordable to the masses, then actually having a high supply of both cases and collection skins lowers the barrier to entry. And even if you do care, some of us might actually benefit from the data these farms collect. For example, whenever there's a change to the active drop pool, such as a case removal or new skin collection, the only reason we can have so much confidence in the changes, given Valve don't usually make an official announcement themselves, is because these communities have hundreds or thousands of accounts collecting drops every single day. That's where the data that flooded Reddit forums and X feeds for the Fraction Recall case removals came from. And there's of course the other side of things, wondering why Valve is focused on banning farm accounts instead of actual competitive cheaters. And of course my response to this is you cannot cheat on VAC secured servers. And that is definitely a pushback I feel strongly on. I'd personally prefer Valve ban the blatant wall hacking spin botting accounts than the ones that just grind agency deathmatch. So what happens next? Well, there's a number of potential outcomes. If Valve managed to find a way to consistently detect these accounts and ban them quickly, we could see supply of active duty cases, active duty collections, and Armory skins drop substantially. In that instance, we could see some of the most popular active duty items, like the Dreams and Nightmares case for instance, see some price movement. Alternatively, if this was a one-off move by Valve based on accumulating manual reports, things probably just revert. The farms will simply make new accounts and not much will change long term. And there's also the possibility Valve will actually use this as a way to generate new ongoing revenue, periodically banning accounts only to allow them to make new ones and repeat the process, essentially profiting from renewing Prime statuses. They'll do anything but work on VAC, am I right? The timing of this move is also quite interesting to me. As I've mentioned in a number of recent videos, I believe an Armory update is just about imminent at this point. The Armory tends to move in 6-month cycles, and the first change of 2025 dropped on March 31st, when the Fever Case and Train 2025 collections were added. Also, with Valve offering their employees an annual trip to Hawaii around April, it makes sense to drop content before this extended break. If you've made it this far, I've got something for you. I'm giving away a factory new survival knife tiger tooth to one of you this month. To enter, just like the video and leave a comment including the word tiger. I'll be picking the winner on April 30th. Good luck. Many people, myself included to be honest, were expecting Valve to drop a last chance to buy message around mid to late March, similar to what they did for the graphic design collection in September. But perhaps for this update, there's no need to. At that time, it was the first occasion Valve had indicated content would be removed from the Armory. The player base was unsure what the future of the Armory looked like, and collections like graphic design were severely under-redeemed relative to Overpass and Spawn Field. When there's content in the game, like for example older collections or old sticker capsules, not to name any in particular, that have extremely low supply, investors obviously like to jump on these and try to push prices up. Once skins go beyond the $2,000 price point, they can no longer be sold on the Steam market and Valve misses out on revenue. I believe one of the main incentives for Valve to introduce the gold trade-ups was to reduce prices for some of the higher end knives and gloves, bringing them back onto the Steam market and allowing them to reap the sales fees. If they'd removed the graphic design collection without notice from the Armory, it was kind of in that territory where prices could have gone crazy. But giving people a few weeks to stock up has meant that while there was some growth since its removal, prices haven't shot up as much as they may have without that warning. However, now that everyone is aware Valve is willing to rotate collections out, overall redemptions are up, and even less popular collections like Train 2025 for example, are still seeing decent redemption numbers as people try to get in on these relatively undersupplied collections. And it is in Valve's interest to keep supply at an equilibrium where they make money, but the player base also feels they can make money if prices appreciate post-removal. That incentivizes more people to buy Armory passes, and in turn feeds Valve more revenue. But if these farming bots stock up hordes of stars, send supply to the moon, and then cash out, that confidence may be broken. So all in all, I personally think it's a positive to see Valve trying to act against bots. Lower supply for most skins offers more investing potential for those of us who see skins as a way to try and make money. It's of course not a perfect fix, and it's likely the bots will come back, but it's perhaps a first step in the right direction. I think we'll see an Armory update in the weeks to come, and it may be a chance to get in on new skins before the farms are able to come back in mass. With such a big topic, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments comments below. Why do you think Valve decided to ban them now? Do you think there's actually any benefits to the scene to have these farms active? And how could I have improved this analysis? Now, I'm currently on a journey to turn one free weekly drop into factory new gloves, so check out this video next, where I'm breaking down every step of the way. Thanks so much for watching, and take care.